Alrighty. It has been a few days. I don't want to keep my opponent waiting here, but we are here for match number two. I have a nice, snazzy new card back here, and let me just adjust things a little bit. I want to make sure that you all can see things more clearly, so I'm going to have to try and remember to make this section a little bit bigger so you can read the cards more visibly. So it has been 2 days. I believe I recorded the deck tech and match one uh, 2 days ago on Monday the 2nd. It is now Wednesday the 4th. I'm hoping to try and get the remainder of my matches in uh, today if I can. Oh, whoops, we both hit the end turn button. Ooh, boy. This hand is more than a little suspect, though if we can stick an Ignited Soul, this can just like start filtering away these lands. Not what we want to be pitching away. 18 lands, 5 in hand, with the ability to go find a 6th and 7th, put us down to 11 lands in deck. That's tempting, but let's look at something better. This is much better. This is Swamp to bottom, turn one, Ignited Soul. Nothing great to pitch to Ignited Soul yet. We can pitch a Dying Pledge if we have to. Oh no, we can pitch in All That Remains. That's gonna be Swamp to the bottom, for sure. So it's been a couple days. Some big news hit last night. The pre-GP patch has gone live. There are 4 more card changes. Currently working on the uh, new update video talking about the changes and sort of talking about like how to get ready for the GP. Uh, in between trying to get league matches in. We can just go Swamp into that Ignited Soul here. Super easy start here. Don't love seeing double Garen without the red source, but what can you do? Some decks have started to coalesce, but things are going to kind of get shaken up a little bit. Undercroft Poisoner, Keeper of the Scale, both pretty hard reworks to really kind of push them out of the format away from their much more okay, Camp Ragtag Squad. Okay, I see. Thorngrafter Ragtag Squad. Interesting. So definitely getting the counter. What counter? I have to assume Vigilance, right? Vigilance just always Death Touch. Interesting. This could be one of those like black green Death Touch lists I heard people speculating. So Keeper of the Scale got pretty fiercely adjusted here. Um, Similarly heavily adjusted was Undercroft Poisoner, but people are suspecting that there could still be something of a Death Touch shell in the works here. Going to go to combat, just swing the one. Yeah, they can't not take it, so I'm going to discard All That Remains to draw a card. There is the Zixthax Apex. I think, second main phase, I'm going to play Flooded Morris. I'm going to lay Stone of Ruin, and then I'm just going to go to end step and mill both of us for 2. Milling Ignited Soul and Verkalakis. So they come on. All right, yeah, they mill. Okay, Gentle Grasp and Nation. So they're a 5-color deck. They are either a 5-color deck or some sort of Naya something or other. Gentle Grasp is not a card I was expecting to see here. Oh, whoops! How did that happen? Why do you have a 4th card in your graveyard? That seems wrong. I may have to call a judge here. This seems like it may be worthy of a judge. No, if they're just gonna crack Cityscape anyways, I think I'm fine not calling a judge here. Mountain. So they're definitely like some sort of Naya something or other. Getting a mountain to play, planes to hand. I think they are just sort of Naya grind stuffs maybe. Um, let's get our graveyard popped open, and we might as well have our opponents open as well. We do have Lurking Vircolacus, Writhling, some things that can heat our opponent's graveyard. Um, there is a Flourishing Crevasse anyways. Could have been from hand, we don't know. Choosing not to develop their white source is interesting though. I'm not super crazy about the idea of Thorncrafter in a deck that's leaning so heavily on like Evolving Wilds and Redeveloped Cityscape, because I think one of the appealing things of Thorncrafter is that it can be a 2/2 starting turn 2, and they denied themselves the opportunity for it to be a 2/2. Like it will gradually scale out of hand, but like not fast enough that I think it's super relevant. Interesting. Create a solidarity token, pay a red, kill Ignited Soul. Yeah, that's curious to say the least. We'll just take the 2. Nothing else really going on here. Um, right. Pay a black, flashback all that remains at end step. Not Garen, almost discarded Garen. Discard Zixthax Apex. Few top 3. So Naya's Solidarity is interesting. Still kind of baffled by the Gentle Grasp here, but I suppose Solidarity does make sense. We did see the Ragtag Squad. We know that's in their hand. Not supposed to necessarily know that's in their hand, but that was just a misclick on their part, and we'll learn what we can from that. And then otherwise, opponent is sitting on like a human plant druid, so Ragtag Squad gets them up to 6 counters, but they don't have any natural way of having Solidarity at the moment. Some choices here for sure. Rivaling is perhaps our best hit just for the sake of like having something stable. We could just take the Lurking Vircolacus as something that can start scaling ahead of the Thorncrafter, start stalling out the board a little bit. While we dig for our red source for Garen, dig for stuff with Dying Pledge maybe. We can always eat our Writhling to draw a card. I think I like that. So let's take Writhling to bin, Arduous Miners to bin, Vircolacus to hand. And then this goes to exile, and we've got 6 creature cards in our graveyard right now, so a top deck Chittering Gargantua does stick into play. Untap and draw. That is another island, not what we want to be seeing with a pair of Garens in our hand here. Let's go island and just develop the lurks. Target myself. Exile Writhling. Put a counter on this and gain a life. And then Writhling is going to draw me a card. That's another Writhling. I like just taking away their Edgeland Pledge. Writhling. There's an argument to be made that maybe I should hit my opponent's lands here to try and like pick away things that they can't grow Lurking Vircolacus with. But I think I do just like having Vircolacus eat my own graveyard here. That's a more stable way to control how it scales. So I'm going to move to end step. We both mill 2. I am milling Dying Pledge, Chittering Gargantua. Don't love seeing the Gargantua go, but of course, if we hit a Gargantua at any point here, we can. When we milled a Cityscape Gentle Grasp for our opponent, double Gentle Grasp milled. Interesting. Still not entirely sure what's happening here. Like, we know our opponents, like, I think at the very least, like, solidly can say, opponent is on Naya Solidarity. They're taking advantage of Thorngrafter being 3 types, so they have a Ragtag squad in hand. Like, that much we can be certain of. Beyond that, like, our opponent's cooking. They certainly are cooking here. I have half a mind to, like, if I hit the red source here, untap slam Garen and just -2 him, throw the Gargantua at the Thorngrafter. So there's that Ragtag squad we knew about. Choosing Angel and Demon. I see. Interesting. When it still has 2 mana up, could not Edgeland Pledge to kill the Lurks here. Swinging for 2. Oh, yeah. Yeah, swinging for 4. I'll block like this. Perfectly fine trading Writhling for a Thorngrafter. That takes them much further off of hitting a Solidarity in the future. We'll untap and draw. Another island, you say? I think I would like to lead with Dying Pledge, Exile, Gargantua, Writhling. Exile, Writhling, Exile, Gargantua. And then Writhling will target me. Draw 3. Draw 2 off the Dying Pledge, 1 off of Writhling. So draw 3 cards. Arduous Miners, Cityscape, Laystone of Ruin. So that's in Graveyard. I could go Miners, pitch the Laystone here. That gives me something that can block Ragtags, and then I can mill myself for 6. But I also like just developing the Cityscape so I can guaranteed get Garen in play here. Yeah. Let's Cityscape. Tap, sacrifice, exile island immediately. View library. Get mountain to play. Swamp to hand. Let's go to combat here. All right. Asking because opponent does have 2 mana up. They could shoot our Lurking Virkolakis if they want. Let us swing here, target ourself. Exile Dying Pledge. This grows. We gain 1. They take 3. Second main. Cycle the Laystone. Second Arduous Miners is promising. Could go Garen Arduous Miners here. And then like maybe even Sacker Miners to Garen. Go ahead and like dig 4. Go ahead and like get the second Virkolakis in play. Because this does just like gradually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not love seeing the second Gargantua going here, but do love seeing the second Apex. Yeah, this is one of the nice things. Like, I do think this deck really can hold well against aggro just thanks to Virkolakis and Zigzag's Apex. Like, our opponent is a creature-centric deck by all appearances. We see Calamitous Warcry, and I think another land hit the bin here. Flourishing Crevasse and Calamitous Warcry. 2 damage to each creature. If there are 6 more different creature types, 2 damage to each creature you don't control instead. That's curious. So they really are deep on solidarity here. All right. Opponent is cooking. Opponent on 4 cards in hand. We're seeing them tap out. Pact of Power is not what I was expecting here either. For every 2 different creature types, you choose one. So another, so they can give a creature +3/+3 and fight my Virkolakis. I do gain 3 off of that, but then that's 3 extra damage they swing. Mode 1 and 2. Yeah, that's kind of what I was anticipating here. So they're going to clear the Lurking Virkolakis and have me gain 3. And then we take 5, 6, 7. Very interesting. I really like some of what our opponent's cooking. That was a sweet Pact of Power there. Not super crazy about it spending 4 mana for their 1/1 to clear my 3/3, but certainly sweet. I'll untap and draw. Laystone of Ruin once again. I can go Garen Miners, discard the Laystone, 2 Miners. I like that a lot. So let's go Swamp. Tap 3 for Garen. Set counters to 3. Miners. So opponent goes down to 2 cards in hand here. Campaign Rally. Interesting. So sacrifice the Arduous Miners. Get back Lurking Virkolakis to the battlefield tapped. And I will exile Dying Pledge and gain 1. So I do lose Garen like this, but that is them swinging at Garen and not me. And that's also them not dealing with Laystone. I will move to end step. Four, 5, 6. There's our Scrapyard Mecha. So definitely starting to run out of things to do here, but we have a lot of potential explosiveness in the horizon. At any point here, a Chittering Gargantua off the top does hook us up to go Gargantua Garen Virkolakis, or Gargantua Garen Apex for 6. And we have seen all 4 Leystones at this point. Empowered Revisionary. Very interesting here. Human Rogue, and they've got the Demon and the Angel. Are they clearing Garen? No. Oh, yeah, no, they can, right, because Solidarity, they don't have to swing both at Garen. Yep, I take 2. Garen down. Yeah, this is definitely starting to get a little sketchy here. That Revisionary is going to stall out the board quite effectively, but that is a land to get us to potentially All That Remains, put a Gargantua in play, and then Garen it? Is it good enough at this point? That's All That Remains. Discard Miners. Few top 3. Swamp, Zixthax, Apex. Don't love that. I think Apex to bin, Swamp to bin, Swamp to hand. We're close. If some cards had gone to the graveyard in a different order here, we could have. There was a world here where we have lethal this turn. We don't live in that world, unfortunately. But if we had all 4 Apexes in bin and we're hitting a Gargantua here, we could Gargantua, exile 3 Apexes, deal 9. Garen, sack the Gargantua, get the 4th Apex, deal 6. That being said, because we don't have that, this is about to get much sketchier. Just making sure our opponent's caught up. Apparently they disconnected and I missed it. Yeah, I don't love it, but I think I do just have to All That Remains here. Again, pitching one of these swamps. You top 3. Rivaling Cityscape, Flooded Morris. Thank you so much, deck. Bin Cityscape, Bin Morris, take the Rivaling. And then All That Remains is in exile. We have Garen and we have both of our other Garens in our graveyard. We have 1 Scrapyard Mecha in our graveyard. So just briefly taking stock of what's going on here. We have 9 cards in exile, 3 of our 4 All That Remains. We've seen 3 of our 4 Dying Pledges. We've seen both islands, the 1 mountain. We've seen both of our Flooded Morrises. I think we have 2 of each. Oh, no, I think we have 3 Flooded Morrises. So we have 1 Flooded Morris, both of our Lavatorn ridges. We have all 4 Writhelings. We have seen 2 Chittering Gargantuas, 3 Arduous Miners. So there's 1 of those left. 1 Lurking Vircolacus left. 1 Zixthax Apex. A lot of 1-ofs left in the deck here. I think we are going to swamp and just lead into Thorngrafter here. Not sure what we're hitting on our opponent's graveyard, perhaps. Melon, AO, interesting cards here. AO just seems bad for them in this matchup. Like, our Vircolacus becomes bigger than their creature's space rate. And our board is generally pretty small. could hit my own Writhling here. At this point, I have enough creatures in my graveyard. A Gargantua is pretty trivial to get into play. I think I am going to target myself, targeting Writhling. So I gain one, they lose one, and I draw a card. There's the fourth Apex. So there's another consideration here. Do I hold out for an untapped land to flash in the Apex and kill Empowered Revisionary next turn? So I have 7 swamps, 7 of my 8 swamps. No more basics otherwise. Both cityscapes are gone. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 6, 7. I've got 2 lands left. No, I've got 4 lands left. I've got 4 lands in the bottom 14. I'm milling 2 cards here. I've got Swamp, Morris, Lava Tornfield, Lava Tornfield. Any of those draws lets me play Apex next turn. I think what I'm going to do here... No, I don't love playing Garen and taking down a blocker here, because if I can get Apex into play, I need Garen to stabilize me by being able to sack Apexes to get Apexes back. Actually, no, I see the line. I see the line here. I'm gonna play Garen. Go to 1. Exile Chittering Gargantua, deal 4 to the Empowered Revisionary. I forgot that this can remove things. Huh. That is very handy here. Yep. So now there's a question of, do I swing Virkulakis and sack Apex to do sack Garen to do so? Swinging Virkulakis here pressures them down. We've got 3 Apex in graveyard, 1 in hand. If we hold up blockers, they can still swing Garen, and if they have any tricks, we lose Garen. I think I just need to keep laying on the pressure here. I think I need to swing the Virkulakis. I need to target my own graveyard. I need to eat the Apex, deal 3, gain 4, deal 3, gain 3. Oh. Gain 4, not lose 4. So I gain 4 here. I go up to 22. I eat one of my Apexes. And then damage, I hit them for another 3 and gain 3. And then I pass. And then mill Virkulakis, Flooded Morris. So that's one of those 4 lands gone. We see what out of their graveyard? Sparks of a Revolution and another AO. Interesting stuff here. Heart at the Glade. It's not another Pact of Power killing my Virkulakis. You're kidding me. No. Oh. Oh, so backbreaking here. But that said, this is the last card in our opponent's hand. The scary thing is we have 25 cards in our graveyard and nothing we can do out of our graveyard here. And we are in a real, like, sketchy state at this point. Like, if I had tried to pitch the Zixtax Apex here, gotten it into my graveyard rather than putting it into hand, um, or no, I drew this off of a Writhling. Um, Mode 1 and 4. Oh, interesting. They're drawing a card and buffing the Angel. And no relevant draws here. Untap and draw a card. Ignited Soul is interesting, but real sketchy. Go to combat. I'm going to swing with these Virkolakis, eat my own graveyard. I'm going to exile Apex, deal 3, gain 4. Put a counter on the Virkolakis. And then I gain another 4 from damage. Yeah. So up to 33. Second main phase. Just run out the Ignited Soul. And this is lethal on board, at least. And, like, I'm never blocking their creatures at this point. I've got 33 life. Their win condition, yep, they milled Rage Cloak Shifter and Thorngrafter. I mill Scrapyard Mecha, Lavatorn Fields. 2 lands left in deck for the Apex off the top. We can dig deeper with Ignited Soul to try and find that last land. Am I really about to potentially, like, get the distance on a discard or on a hard to cast Zixtax Apex? 2 untapped lands in the deck. 1 Lavatorn Field, 1 basic Swamp. And that is all we have to draw to. But we do have lethal on board as it stands. Swing Virkolakis and the rest of our creatures. Pitch Apex. Love of a Lifetime here could find Ardor, but that doesn't save them because it forces their creatures to attack here. Interesting stuff. What's happening here? I couldn't imagine that they're going for Ardor here. I feel like maybe they're going for EO, but they lose EO at end of turn because they don't attack. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a legendary in their deck that saves. Oh, La Bête du Harnel doesn't get there either, I don't think. Yeah, because that's their 1 card in hand. That puts them up to 2 blockers in play. They can just not block the Ignited Soul, but swinging Virkolakis does kill them. Oh, what a grind. Down to less than 10 cards in library. That is how we wrote it up. That is, I'm looking at Braze. I'm looking at maybe Rank and Defile. Really do just want on the board interaction here. Like, these are both sizable enough to reasonably interact with their board. As far as I can tell, they have nothing that can get their creatures over 5 toughness. Their biggest creature is a 4 toughness creature, but they can't reliably, like, pump that. I don't think I really love Dying Pledge. I think it's just a worse card draw spell than All That Remains. It gets us to more cards in hand, and especially if we're exiling Writhlings, that can be really good. But I think if I'm trying to make room for removal, I'm going down 1 each Scrapyard Mecha and Garen. I'm going down the Dying Pledges. And I'm going to go down 2 Miners, I think. Don't love going down too many creatures. I do need a good number of creatures for Gargantua, specifically, and Scrapyard Mecha. I could even see going down, like, to 0 Mechas, 2 Garens. Actually, you know what? Maybe that is just the code here is just take out the mechas. The mechas are bad at blocking a deck that is looking to put a lot of bodies on the board. This is tough. One of the things that I don't really have a lot of practice with is sideboarding this deck, and this is not necessarily the most optimal sideboard by any measure, but um, yeah. So I could see taking out the miners, I could see taking out the mechas. I think mecha could still do some work. I think miners. We saw there was a lot of one toughness creatures in their deck. Mecha or miners can reasonably block their things. I think, as much as I want to play more mecha, I think this has to be mecha out. Keep up all 4 miners. It's just a way to pitch things from our hand, which is really important if we get an Apex stuck or a Rivaling stuck. I don't love going down so many ways of eating our own graveyard. We saw like really needing to be able to eat our graveyard there, but we still have uh, the Gargantuas. We still have the Lurking Vircolacus. I feel like I have just sold myself on not going down the mechas, though, by noting that those are the only 2 other things that eat our graveyard. So let's go down the miners and start the game there. Alrighty. They're going to play. This hand is so rancid. This hand is so bad, and I can't help. I saw Caillou start spectating. I can only imagine what is going through Caillou's head when I say thinking to this hand. That is 2024 Revolution World Champ Caillou right there. Probably just like wondering what has wronged me in my life to get me to this place of thinking over this hand. Um, so let's talk about the upsides. Obviously I'm on the draw. If I draw an untapped source, I have 9 lands I can draw here to immediately get me to play an Ignited Soul here on turn 1. Um, and from there on, like, even if I don't, I have Lava Torn Fields, I can play Ignited Soul. I have 2 chances to draw a second land for, like, Braze or Laystone. There might be a consideration for if I can get the untapped land, if I could get the mountain or get the swamp, I play Laystone first, and then I go Soul into Cycle Laystone the following turn, just really start filling my graveyard. The question really just becomes like, is that better than a 6 that I could see? This is really tough. This is the skill testing part of the deck. Is how do I properly mulligan this deck? We know our opponent is looking to be the aggressor. We've got a Braze. We really truly are an untapped black source away from this hand popping off. I think 9 and 53, 8 and 53 to get a Laystone and play on 1. This feels profoundly stupid to say keep. Well, let's make Caillou even more confused. I can only imagine what's going through their mind right now. Because I have hands visible for spectators, so they can see what I'm cooking here. I'm gonna have to ask him after this, just like what's going through, what did he think was going through my head when I kept this hand? Sparks of a Revolution on 1, that is going to start clocking me fast. Sure thing. I will draw. That is a Cityscape. That changes a lot of things here. We can Cityscape for black, pitch a Laystone here. And then go get an island. I like that. And no need to show them what we're up to on our turn, because Cityscape is an instant. instant speed activation, rather. Also, if the audio gets a little funky, it may be 2 in the afternoon, but I am having breakfast while playing this league. So if it sounds like I might be talking into an object, I am having a protein shake while playing this league. Take 1 by all means. And then no other developments. Love to see that. Sacrifice Cityscape. So now is the moment of truth. Do I pitch the Ignited Soul? Do I pitch the Laystone? I think I pitch the Laystone here. View library. Let's get Swamp to play tapped. Let's get Islands to hand. Untap and draw. Lurks. Not super great. There's only a land in my graveyard and nothing in theirs, so this is not growing yet. Let's go Lavatorn Fields, Ignited Soul, Laystone. Gonna wait for them to mill just to make sure they don't have anything for a single red at instant speed. They don't. So it's EO. I mill Rank and Defile, Flooded Morris. They milled Pact of Power and EO. All right. Don't love having to eat Rank and Defile in order for Lurking Virkalakis to grow. That's a little awkward. I could just play Garen next turn. Like, especially if they don't play a creature on 3 here. That's a love of a lifetime, though. That is going to presumably go get EO here. They've got Labette, who do Harnell. They're going to get EO. Okay. By all means, that's perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. I'll take 2. Not blocking that. Untap and draw. Ooh, something neat I can do here. I can play Lurks and Rivaling, eat the Pact of Power and EO out of their graveyard. So let's go to combat. Let's swing for 1. Let's just get this out of the way before we do anything more. So go to damage. They take 1. Pitch a Zigzax Apex to draw a card. All that remains, very nice here. Second main phase, let's play Rivaling. Eat your EO. I gain 1. And they take 1. And then Island Lurks. Target you. I gain 1. Eat their Pact of Power. Grow the Lurks. And then pass, and we both mill. Milling my second Rank and Defile and a Rivaling. Thorngrafter, Love of a Lifetime, so I can continue to apply pressure to their graveyard because there are no lands there yet. An opponent has no green source for EO at the moment, notably. I think if they play EO here, I'm happy to just chump with Rivaling. Like, if they go EO, swing the Soldier for 4, I will just chump block. Because Virkalakis will outscale EO the following turn and be swinging for 5. That's not nothing. Just want to double check. EO does have trample, so 4/4 swinging through a 3/3 will be meaningful. Yep, they're going for Thunderous Avalanche. Interesting. Damage equal to twice its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Yeah, sure. Lurks down. And that is damage. So, not a fight effect. Do not get to gain the life off of that. Yeah, and they get the marks Sparks of Revolution, 3 or more damage by a source you controlled. I see. So that is notable. That is about to be much easier to flip moving forward. I'm just going to take 2 here. We go ahead to untap and draw, hit a swamp here. Just going to keep things simple. Start off with Ignited Soul to our opponent. Go to damage. They hit. They take the damage. I will pitch the All That Remains to draw a card here. Second Mountain's not super snazzy here. Mayhaps we just play Garen, pitch both lands. Or we play Garen, down tick, throw. No, we can't throw Verkalakis or Writhling at the soldier. So let's Garen. Set counters to 4. Discard 2 lands to draw 2. We hit the Rank and Defile. This is all on second main. We will play the Swamp. And just move to end step, we both mill. Mill the Writhling and Verkalakis. They move Mountain, Mountain. So I can no longer pressure their graveyard with Verkalakis. I am absolutely blocking with Writhling here. If given the opportunity. So they can swing 4 at Garen here. Oof. Oh no, they just kill Garen here. If they swing 4 at Garen and 2 at me, I will absolutely block one of the 2 hasty creatures. So Angel, Demon, Bird, Frog. Solidarity count is 5 of 6. I didn't see any actual like Solidarity creatures in their deck, I don't think. It was very interesting. Are you sending everything at Garen? Yes. I will just lose Garen. That's fine. Yep, so they flip to Freedom. That's going to be sort of an existential problem moving forward here. I think this game's now out of my reach. I think they are just going to continue spiraling here. We know they've got an EO in hand. They can just transform one other card in their hand into extra land drops if they need to with Redeveloped Cityscape. Like, actually, EO here, I have to double chump block or I lose my board. But granted, that's assuming I don't have Braze in hand, but they don't know I'm on Braze yet. I do think this is a case of the game getting away from me very fast. I think at any point here, a top deck Chittering Gargantua would have been very swell. Unfortunately, didn't quite hit it. I can All That Remains here. Let's go for an All That Remains. Let's at least get some more information here. We could still hit the Chittering Gargantua to try and get ourselves out of this. Garen, Rank and Defile, Swamp. I'm just going to say game 3. I think they put me in a losing position here. There's nothing I can really do to get out of this. On the play, how do I feel about this? Rank and Defile looks a lot worse against their deck, knowing now that they've got more token stuff, and I probably should have made that conclusion seeing their deck in game 1. Like, I did see the tokens, they just didn't get enough token stuff into play. And in that game, like they got the token stuff into play, and I was just cooked. Um, yeah, I think knowing more of what they're doing here, I don't love rank and defile. I think I do just want to Dying Pledge to Argus Miners. Dying Pledge would have helped me dig a bit deeper there over the like rank and defiles. The Arduous Miners would have just been like more blockers in play, would have been able to like pick apart our opponent's hand. Uh, let's see how this shakes up in game 3. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Swamp into Laystone, redevelop Cityscape to pitch away the like Lava Torn fields or the Flooded Morass. Keep 7 as well. Main 1, go Swamp, Laystone. Mill 6, you mill 2. Morass, Swamp, all that remains, Ignited Soul, Arduous Miners, 6 Thax Apex. So that is 3 creatures, 2 lands, and an all that remains. All right. And second Morass goes to Graveyard. We've got 1 in hand. We've got 1 left in deck. And we've got 1 Lava Torn Fields left in deck. I think I'm going to go ahead next turn and I may just hold on to the Cityscape, actually. Like, I've got both of my colors here. It's not as urgent. Untap. Draw. Second Laystone. Now, that gives us some options. I like that. Oh, they missed their mill. I will draw off of the Laystone. Happy to see Braze here. Lava Torn Fields. I'm going to Rivaling Fair Avalanche. I maybe should have eaten their Heart of the Glade just so I could hit them with Lurking Fear Colossus. Little play patterns that I'm still getting the hang of with this deck. Gargantua Field, Gargantua, Swamp, Morass, Garen. Don't love seeing double Gargantua go there. But we take what we can get here. So Garen and Bin, that's the last Morass in Bin, and our other Lavatorn fields. So 2 islands, 1 mountain are our only off-color sources left. And honestly, I think this Cityscape is going to be good for getting rid of whichever basic we draw first that isn't a swamp. Or if we just draw a swamp, turns it into 2 more swamps. Sparks of a Revolution. Putting the 1/1 into play. Also, hitting their land would not have mattered. They milled 2 more lands, so Lurking would not be very good at hitting them anyways. Untap and draw here. I could just Cityscape now. Let's Rivaling. Plains. There's 1 target card in a graveyard. Take 1. Run out the Cityscape. Do I swing 1 here? I think I do. I think if they take the trade, I'm happy with this. Go to blocks. They just take the one. Second main can run out the Ignited Soul and pass. Oh, end step. We mill. Ragtag Squad. Oh, there's my Braze officially revealed to them. I mill a Swamp. I also hit their Rage Cloak Shifter. All right, they did have Rage Cloak Shifter. That's a Solidarity creature to keep in mind. So we've seen a lot of lands here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 8 left in our deck, and we're about to get down to 6 left in our deck. In the top half. Oh, wow. Planes into play, then skip to end step. Just double checking something real quick. Thunder's Avalanche sure is an instant. Crack Cityscape at your end step. Exile Morris. View Library. Let's go ahead and get Islands to play tapped. Swamp to hand. Untap and draw. Scrapyard Mecha. Interesting. Tap 3 for the Mecha. Okay. Just making sure, because I did see the Gentle Grasp in their game 1, but I'm assuming at this point they might have sideboarded it out. Go to combat. I would like to just send in with the team. 3 mana, Calamitous Warcry. Yeah. These all die, but so does your thing. Main 2. I could animate Mecha here. There really wasn't a whole lot I could do against the Calamitous Warcry there. I'm just going to go to... I can activate Mecha multiple times, so I think I'm just going to go to end step. Make sure they remember the mill. I could have played the Swamp, but I think at this point I'm fine holding it in hand. Like, the only thing I'm really trying to make more land drops for is Apex, but with 6 lands left in deck, that seems unlikely to happen. They play Forest as land for turn. Still can't Love of a Lifetime. They can't safely go for AO here, because that will die at end step. Edgeland Pledge. Deal 2, make a Solidarity token and a 1/1 with haste. Yeah. I take 2. I take another 2 on attacks. I have a feeling they're reading Mecha to make sure I can't animate it at instant speed. And I cannot. This is activate only as a sorcery. Not a great blocker, but it will gradually kill them. And they decide that the threat of this eventually killing them is enough reason to not get violent. So I will untap and draw. Another Writhling. Don't mind if I do. Activate. Exile Writhling, Writhling. This becomes a creature. I draw. Go to combat. Swing for 5. They will absolutely block and take no damage. Sure thing. Second main phase. I'll play the Swamp now. More cards in hand. I maybe should have played it last turn just on the off chance that I can like Writhling plus Dying Pledge. I can hold up Rivaling Dying Pledge and All That Remains from Graveyard. So let's Rivaling. Eat Jorgen. Pass. We both mill. Island Arduous Miners from me. We saw Love of a Lifetime Rage Cloak Shifter. Love seeing Love go. So where are we looking to have to deal with here? Ragtag Squad. They're choosing Angel and Devil. Or Angel and Demon, sorry. Second squad. Sure thing. So this requires 3 sources to deal damage in a turn, or a source to deal 3 or more damage in a turn. Neither of these is what's happening here. They're choosing Bird and Frog. I'm not going to Braze either of these. I don't think that's really worth it. I am going to wait to see if they swing here just to give me the opening to Dying Pledge my Rivaling, draw an extra card. I think that's what they're tanking on right now, is just what do they do here as far as pressure. End step, I'm going to Dying Pledge. I don't think I exile Apex here quite yet. I will exile Double Laystone, actually. And then just draw 2, Cityscape and Dying Pledge. And then, or sorry, Cityscape and then Garen, which is notable. And then we can, All That Remains, pitch Cityscape. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lands. This is 14. We have 2 basic swamps and a basic mountain left. Yeah, let's All That Remains discard All That Remains here with the intention that this one's going to pitch redevelop Cityscape, most likely. Or we can pitch it to Scrapyard Mecca. View top 3. There's the Gargantua. Ignited Soul to bin, Swamp to bin, Gargantua to hand. Let's play Gargantua. So I can just eat like Miners, Gargantuas, or even like eat the Ignited Souls in a Gargantua here. That's probably like just the most pure value efficient, but I could eat Rivaling and 2 other creatures. That draws me a card but gets rid of a body on board, and right now the bodies on board are doing quite a lot of work. Yeah, I'm going to eat 3 3 Ignited Souls and a Gargantua here to get this into play. And I think I'm just going to hold up Braze here and then animate the mecha, swing it in for 5. Activate, eat Miner's Gargantua. So it becomes a creature. Go to combat, and then swing 5. Yep, just blocking with one of the haste creatures. Perfectly fine. Damage gets dealt, they lose a creature. Oh, you know what? Sparks of Revolution sure is, this sure is 3 sources of damage. So they could get a progress on Sparks of Revolution here. However, I think what they're going to line up is Swing with Solidarity, Thunderous Avalanche, whichever creature goes unblocked, or like Thunderous Avalanche before blockers trying to kill the Gargantua. And then I get to Braze that creature that's Thunderous Avalanching. Because Thunderous Avalanche no longer counts Greatest Power, it targets a creature. It used to count Greatest Power, and removal wasn't something that functioned. Yep, when we mill. I mill Swamp and Mountain. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swamps and the 1 mountain. So I think I have literally a basic... Yeah, I have a basic swamp in the deck and no other lands. Spiraling Canyon into play. Every turn they play a land is a turn that they are not developing, not drawing other things. They have all 4 Ragtag squads in their bin as well, which is nice to know. So that's like one of their big token makers taken care of here, as well as the 2 Rage Cloak Shifters. And Jorgen is also out of the way, which is something that could potentially be a problem. I think what this match has shown me more than anything is Lurking Virkalakis really does belong in this deck. Like, this card has absolutely carried the games I've been able to put it into play in. Like, if I can get this in play turn 2 and immediately start growing it, this thing will just win games. They're going to turn things sideways. Everything sideways. Yeah. Before blocks. Thunderous Avalanche, come on. Show it to me, show it to me. And this is why we held up the Braze. Not like we had much else to do with our mana, but let's Braze. Sorry, buddy. That's gonna be no progress on Sparks of a Revolution, and no Thunderous Avalanche to kill Gargantua. Clear their board. Take no damage. I do lose the Writhling, but their board is empty. Yes, they do get a food token. Thank you, Caillou. So they can gain 3 life here, for what that is worth. that is why Braze seems really good in this deck. That's why Braze is just good in general. Like, this card is just just so good. All right. Very, very successful match. Hard for me to talk too much about the changes over the last 2 days, just because of with trying to make the game happen. But currently working on the video. It may go up before this league run. It may go up after. We will see. Either way, though, thank you so much for checking in, and I'll see you in the next match. 2-0.